Thank you, Mr. Arad. Thank you very much for being with us. And innovation, experimentation, and research have always been guidelines of your career. How a designer can be innovative today? Is it a matter to be updated? Is it talent to be in the proper milieu? It's about having the right attitude.
I would say all of the above. I think there's no formula. Sometimes you discover new things by chance, sometimes by research, sometimes you look for one thing and you find another. I'm not a methodical person, so my favorite thing is to get results that are better than what you deserve. Like when I started this project, I had no idea that one day all these cars will come home to the place where they were made. I just started the journey, and here we are at a really great moment of the journey. So it's not something I can take credit for. I never thought it's, just things happen. So it's always a mixture of intention and luck. But maybe it's not luck completely, maybe the ability to recognize, the ability to say this. I don't know. But I'm not an innovation center, and I don't believe in putting on the flag innovation. Innovation comes.
To me, design means think about and take care. What do you think it is? There are several issues now linked to design activities, social, environmental, that are quite important, in particular nowadays.
Everything is important, but nothing should be put on the flag. I don't believe in manifestos. I think that people that talk about, ecological, environmentally friendly, green design, and put it on, make it the main activity, very good, they get brownie points, and good boy. I think, yes, we have to be responsible. We have to worry about things. I'm really worried about child slavery, and for me it's like more direct than the hole in the ozone. I know that I'm being naive here. The hole in the ozone is also very important. And I'll do whatever I can. I will choose materials that are better and more recyclable and all that. But I won't make it my main activity. It is something that we have to to pay attention to, but it shouldn't write our lyrics.
Designing and making project is also about dialogue with the public, with companies, and with entrepreneurs, with other designers, with students. From which direction are coming the most interesting sparks, ideas in your experience?
I think from the pencil and from conversations. There's lots of ideas. The problem is what ideas do you give time to? Which ideas you choose to follow? So I'm very lucky. I have a great studio with great people, and I can come on Monday and say, "How about doing this?" And yeah, great. And it's it is. I spoiled myself. I surrounded myself by a very fantastic group of people in a fantastic place, a walking distance from home. So I'm very lucky like that. So it's and yes, there's colleagues, and yes, there's people, and yes, it would be very sad if everything you do stays with you and there's no resonance from people like you or from the public. It's like there are lots of people that are very interested in something and they can't find other people to join them. I feel sorry for them, and it's that's the way it is.
You are working also along the boundaries between art, architecture and design. Are there still meaningful definitions? Do they define precise areas, or does uniqueness define art?
I don't like all this discussion about breaking the boundaries and blurring I don't need a passport to go from one thing to the other. I know that there are lots of closed shops, journalists that write about architecture, don't write about design. They know nothing about art, and the other way around. And it's like, and people like you to, what are you? Are you a designer or are you I do what I do, and it's, I know the difference when you design a skyscraper. There's a different discussion and different negotiation and different meetings and different people involved, different objective. When you do something that is for mass production, different requirements, different economy. And when you do pieces that what we call studio pieces, not to say art, because I don't want this discussion. We call these studio pieces. You don't have to negotiate anything with anyone. You just do it because you believe it's a worthwhile thing to do, and that's what you do. I don't need to justify it. I don't need to have anyone's approval. It just and I like doing all of them. I don't want to stop. I'm sitting on a chair here that I've designed for an Italian company, and it's made in rotation molding, So, and they wanted a rotation molded chair, so I have to think, what's the best thing we can do for them. And also for me to design is to do something that didn't exist before I designed it. And it's different than doing the chair that's there in the front, which is like the similar activity to action painting. You just the metal, the hammer, the welder, the spray can. Different, they're both chairs, they're both very good to sit on, but different destination. That is for shops, the other one's for galleries. Now, do I break boundaries? There's no boundaries.
And there's a new generation of makers, 3D printers, new and more accessible software and hardware, and consequently self-made designers coming up with the rise of new technologies. How do you see this scenario?
I see that it's just making a tool bag richer. I know there's a big buzz about 3D printing now, which is about 10 years too late. I mean, it is, for me, 5-axis milling machine is as exciting as a 3D printer. It's yet another advance in technology to make more things available. It doesn't make better design, the same way as the new synthesizer didn't produce better music. It just meant that there was a period of inflation and lots of people thought they're musicians because they can play with the keys. The wooden mold that I have behind me there was done before computers were used in the industry, before CNC machine, by artisans and by people that could do drawings and do masterpieces like this. This is a masterpiece more than things that employ the latest technology. So it's all good. I mean, I'm all for new materials, new processes, new technologies, new everything. But it's just yet another tool in my bag.
Thank you very much, Mr.
You're
Arad.
welcome.